Hello and welcome to Words Out Podcast. I am Sammy B. This is
Kenny KP Walker Jr.
and
I'm sorry. Today we have with us. Are we okay?
Yeah, you're fine. Ignore it.
Today we are coming with Words Out Podcast from the Lair Gallery in Oakland, New Jersey, and our guest today is my friend Poetess.
Woo!
What's your friend's name?
So, you okay? I promise you. Okay.
A lot going on.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Okay, so we have Poetess here with us tonight, and we're going to be talking to her, all the wonderful things she's got going on, all the wonderful things that she's doing. And we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. This also is going to play probably next week or the week after next on Who Got 101.5 Who Got Next Radio. And we have the 12 p.m. slot. So when you take your lunch break, you can go listen to the podcast on Tuesday. Tomorrow, the J Rose is going to play tomorrow.
Okay, great.
The J Rose, because she has an event coming up on Sunday.
Yeah.
So we're playing that one tomorrow.
Okay, great.
So that's pretty good. So today we have my friend Poetess. If you have any questions for Poetess, please hit the comment bar. Don't. If you're a friend of ours, don't call our phones. We can't answer right now. Don't text us. We can't answer right now because we have some of the same friends. So
Yeah.
So I don't,
Yeah.
No. But
Come
Poetess,
in here and put your questions into the chat.
yes. So Poetess, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming through. Tell us about Poetess. What got you into doing poetry in the first place?
Poetry was like a way to vent. For a long time. I mean, up until maybe about 3 years ago, I used to say I can't write something if I don't feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like all of my poetry would either be really sad, make you want to cry, or really angry. But that was the only way I really felt like I could get my emotions out. Like the paper would listen. When no one else would, I could say any and everything to a piece of paper and there's no judgment coming back. So that was always my way to just vent and get it out. Since elementary school.
I feel like that's the origin story of every kind of poet, really. Like poetry has always been something that people use to express themselves or vent. And then it's usually not until later on that people realize it's something that they can do actual things with their lives. So that's always very interesting to me. Like, how did you go from venting to now curating? You know what I'm saying?
That was an interesting and kind of a quick transition when I look back. It didn't feel like it during the time. But when I was 2016, 2017, I decided, I was nudged to go back to school to get my bachelor's degree, to finish getting my bachelor's degree. So I enrolled at Rutgers Camden, and I was actually like quasi-journalism English major. So I was trying to cover both because I liked reporting, I liked investigating and research, but I really wanted to do creative writing. So in that, during the English classes, I was able to actually, we had to write specific things and in specific forms. So it was like, wait, what's a haiku?
Yeah.
Wait, I have to, I can't just write free form, this needs to rhime.
Yeah.
This needs, and then it was almost like I tried to, I ended up developing a kind of lyric-y rhyming pattern. So it was kind of cool to develop that. And then I didn't really, I think, push my pen until the pandemic hit and Clubhouse came about. And during the pandemic, when everybody was home, There was times where there was nothing else and TV was too much, so you jump on Clubhouse, and there was poetry rooms going in there, and there was always some kind of prompt or a challenge, or you have 3 minutes to write this, or you have this, or we have this themed room going, or we have this, and I'm like, I can't believe that there's so many poets, and to me, it almost felt like we were going through a renaissance. Everyone's coming out, and because everyone's going through the same thing, we were using each other to vent, learning from each other, learning your styles. People started doing more workshops, and then once things started to open up outside and people were going out more, then it was like, okay, I've really honed the skill now. And then being on there, it was a good way to kind of blind practice because you're using your voice. So no one's really seeing you except your little icon.
Right.
So then you can project, you can kind of play around with it. And sometimes it's like, what are you doing? But then it was good to take the critique and run with it. So then I was like, I really want to get out and do this again because I did it when I was a lot younger. And then I had kids, and it was like
life be life. And
like I don't have weekends to go spend, hip hopping through poetry spots anymore. Like I have to go home and take care of these kids. So now I'm like, no, let's get back out there. So I started putting myself out there more and more. And it's funny how connections. I went to Lyrics to Go at the waterfront in Camden, Kirsten and Tonic. And I
Shout
met
out to Kirsten. She's in there. She's in there right now.
And I met Todd Evans there. I went up to do my piece, and I was like, I'm from Willingboro, New Jersey, blah, blah. And he comes over. He's like, you said you're from Willingboro? Yeah. He's like, we have an open mic. And I'm really? He said, yes, you should come out. And so I came out, and it's kind of funny, too, because Facebook sends you these reminders. And 2021, I was a spotlight poet for the anniversary event, which is every October. And then the next year I was posting. So this would be my second anniversary at the Willingboro open mic. So it was just that, it was a couple years, but it felt like over a lifetime because I'm a whole 45 and I'm not ashamed to say it. So, hitting 40 and it was like, and things just felt like it started to finally move and really come together.
I'm under the impression that you don't really start living until you hit the 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You don't know that when you're 20.
I'm in my 50s and I'm living. You don't start living until you get a little older.
You can appreciate everything.
You can appreciate, and a lot of things, like when you looking at, you look like.
I've lived a lot of life, but it's fine.
Because you can live a lot of life when you're younger.
But you're in your 30s. When you get to your 40s, you'll be like, oh, shit.
It's like a different kind of, I don't know what it
like
is.
A zen
it's like a different thing.
It's like a zen thing, man. Because then you kind of like, in a lot of ways, too, as older you get more of an FI attitude.
Well, actually, there's a reason for that, though. It's because as you're growing up, your brain isn't finished developing until you're about 25. So you're not actually an adult until you're 25. And when you're 25, your brain is literally 1 year old. Like you're 1 year old at 25.
Dang, that's a crazy way to think about it.
I think that is a crazy way. Because at 25, I was doing a lot of fuck shit.
Yeah, of course you were. Your brain wasn't fully developed yet. And then it's like whatever alcohol you consumed, whatever weed or whatever you crazy kids did back in the days, like that all affected your brain too. Children. So, that's going to affect your development. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it makes sense to me that you feel like you only started living at 45 because it's like, because your prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for you making decisions, is fully developed at 25.
So wait. So what you're trying to tell me is I'm basically, see, I agree with this, but so you're basically trying to tell me that since at 25, my brain really started, it really turned on.
Yeah.
So then technically, I'm really only like 20.
Yes. Thank you.
I knew that's where you were going to go with it. And
We're young forever, baby.
I'm just saying, I like the way she thinks.
Yeah.
okay,
I mean, that means you're young too.
I am young. I feel young.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, you know,
It's all in your mind.
and I'm always going to be stupid. So we're good. So, but
At
anyway,
least you said it,
it's
and it's been recorded.
been recorded. I've said it thousands of times. So
You're not stupid, Kenny. You're just silly. You're
Yeah.
just silly.
I am silly. I am silly. Very silly. So you're hosting Willingboro. And this week is a special occasion for Willingboro
It is.
because Friday, what's going on?
Friday is Willingboro Open Mic's 12th anniversary.
Yes, yes,
12 whole
Yes.
years.
yes. All right.
That's amazing.
And who do you have for the 12th anniversary show?
Oh, we have two.
I'm
features.
coming through. I'm coming through for the open mic part.
Oh, good. Okay.
I'm coming through for that part.
Okay.
But I want you to tell people who's performing because I like who you have your lineup.
And we do have open mic, so make sure you come through and get in early so that you can sign up and don't miss a spot. People come in late and I didn't get on. Sorry.
Can't do
Gotta be
nothing
on
for you, man.
time. I don't know what to tell you. But we have the incomparable lyricist James Ellerby. I'm always excited when that brother is in the space.
He was
because-
actually our first guest on this podcast.
Really?
Yes.
Dope, brother. So y'all already know. Just bring a dictionary. That's the only warning I'm going to give you.
I'm gonna say, James, if you're listening to this, if you Friday, you know me, I want to hear miles ahead.
You're putting in your request.
I'm putting my request. Yes, I'm gonna text him too.
Oh,
I'm gonna be there, and I want to hear miles ahead. There you go.
well, there you go. Now you know, James. And we're going to have some laughs on deck with Elijah the Barber. He is a comedian. He's so funny. And he's a poet. He's an awesome brother. So we have a whole full night plan. And we've had the game queen. She's going to be doing games in between. We're going to do a little hip
Cam's
hop
listening out there also.
tribute.
The Game Queen is out there too. Hey, Game Queen. Peace.
This is going to be on deck playing. We have a hip hop game and a little 50th anniversary celebration because, we have to honor hip hop too.
Yes, nice,
So,
nice.
we have a good night plan. And we have several vendors on deck if I can keep shameless plugging. Now you got me going.
Plug.
But we have Touch of Tom's will be catering. So we'll have some yummy food.
Nice.
And I don't know if I can run through all of the vendors, but we'll also have vendors on deck for you to do some shopping, perusing, artists. We're going to have a caricature artist who's going to be doing paintings and stuff during the event. So we have a lot of stuff planned. It's going to be a fun night. And it's free. FREE, that's
Good.
not this month.
Free.
Because it's the anniversary.
99.
It's the anniversary.
Free
Oh.
99.
Well, if it's
And
free,
it's free
it's free.
99.
Yeah.
Free
Anniversary.
What?
It's the
What?
anniversary.
Okay. This is not.
I'll break out the song anytime.
I
Don't get me
know. I know. And
We caught the vibes.
And I know Cam and Kirsten are watching and they're looking at like, you know what, Kitty and POETYSS together. This is not. We knew it was going to be some silliness.
I
going
mean,
on.
pretty much. It's to be
We
expected.
knew it was going to be some silliness going on. You
and
actually,
Sammy's like the spice on top of it.
yeah, Sammy's a spice on top. And you actually filled in for me Friday night on one of my hosting gigs
I did.
because I had a family thing to do. I came later,
Family.
but you
man.
did. Yeah, I had a family matter, and you stood in for me, and she did a fabulous job. We do Brick and Culture second Friday of the month, and I have a high school daughter, and I had to do some high school stuff.
Mhm.
So, POETYSS did an awesome job standing in for me, and she's also probably got some other hosting gigs coming.
I hope so. Speak it into existence.
Yes.
Let it be so.
And so this I'm sorry, I just want to talk about your organizing skills though, because obviously as a host you have to be organized, and so for those of you who don't know, she has this little folder, and it has these labels, and it's love. So this is all your love poetry, and what is it?
Wow.
Heartbreak.
Civil rights.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
Empowerment.
Short empowerment, civil
A
rights,
short poem.
heartbreak, love,
drip.
drip.
Trip. What's trip?
Mm.
What's trip?
That's my little erotic.
I don't.
Ooh,
You know what? I don't want to show you the folder that I keep
Shout out
my
to
stuff
Honey
in because my stuff is so unorganized. And I'm known for throwing paper. When I throw the paper, I
He
pick it
just,
up and I just put it back in there. I don't even organize. I just put it.
Listen, this right here is shout out to Amira Shabazz Bilal because I copied and I told her I was going to copy and I got permission. But I love how she has her stuff in a binder. And Game Queen
Yeah.
had made a suggestion. She said, so I'm like, oh, I'm gonna put mine in a little, binder. So it's a work in progress.
I'm
But-
gonna have to copy this.
right? Everybody's gonna
I'm
copy.
gonna have to copy
Everybody
this because-
is gonna be copying this.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
because-
copy this. I'm gonna have to do this. Oh yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, we had this whole conversation about memorization.
Right.
And I do understand how important it is to memorize your poems because, you can give a certain performance and a certain judge when you memorize your poems.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest reliefs to me was watching Nikki Giovanni get up on the stage with her binder.
Yes.
Seeing
Yes.
Sonia Sanchez get
Yes.
up with her binder.
I've seen them both
And
perform live,
not-
and they both come up with a binder and a book, and they read from
and
that.
kill it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
kill it.
Absolutely kill it.
Yeah, there's no shame in it.
So
And,
there-
and it's also a skill to be able to perform and read at the same time because you can
Absolutely.
read and it sounds like you're reading, or you could perform, but if you read and perform at the same time, it's just a different vibe.
Mm-hmm.
You
So
know,
it's-
you know how I originally came up with throwing paper?
How?
Because I forgot the poem. And it kept falling out of my hand, so I just let it keep falling. And
Yeah.
it was in Trenton. I was doing one of Todd Evans' readings in Trenton, I think.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. I was sitting there and it just got
And
falling.
see,
and I
look what
forgot to
came
put
of
in.
it, though.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
sometimes what you feel like is one of the biggest mistakes turns into one of
Yeah, it became
So
something
that became
you
your thing.
became a thing. But okay, so what are we looking at now? We're looking at what else do you have coming up?
Whew, okay. So this week is kind of busy. Wednesday, if you check me out on Facebook under Yvonne Thomas or on Instagram under POETYSS, it's on all this stuff. I'm going to be doing Poppy's Corner. I have the ads and the flyers on. It's a podcast. Shout out to Poppy. I'm so excited. I get to do a set there on Wednesday. Then that's online. Thursday, I'm going to be hanging out with you.
Oh, you were going to be right here at the Lair Gallery Thursday. Yes. Yes, she's going to be the
This is
feature at the
really
Lair
nice.
Gallery.
This is a dope spot.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have some fun, some laughs,
As usual.
as usual.
And harass you on
Yes,
This is
yes.
so much
I know.
fun. And then
I'm glad I'm not the
Friday.
only one.
No, you're not. You're not.
Okay.
There's a long line of people who like to harass me. It's just
It's out of love.
It's like
yes,
an art form.
yes.
It is love, though. It's a form of love. Then Friday is our open mic at the JFK Rec Center in Willingboro, 429 JFK Way. That doors open at 6. Show starts at 6:30. Then Saturday, I'm going to be at the Patterson Arts Festival. I apologize because I do not know the location, but if you check on the When Women Speak page, so part of that group too again, you can check on that page and the flyers there. I'm so sorry, I don't remember where that's at. And then the following Tuesday, I'm going to do like a pop-up poetry open mic on my Instagram
Yes.
page.
Okay.
So just want to start to dabble into.
What time is the open mic on Tuesday night?
7 o'clock. One moment, please.
Yeah, so
I should be better prepared. I'm so sorry. I'm like, oh my God, how do I know?
You know what? We get the time. if we're gonna
8 o'clock.
8
8
o'clock.
o'clock.
Okay, I'm gonna put your information on the comments, but also too, right now, Sammy and I are gonna cut out. I'm
Okay.
gonna get something to drink. I'm gonna drink some water,
Okay.
and we're gonna let you do organize through your thing, to your organizer, and do 2 pieces for her.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, poetess.
Hello, hello, hello. It's me. Hi. Okay. The first one I'm going to do, I haven't done this piece in a while, but it's called Black in America. Colonizer, you don't want to ever take a walk in his shoes. Those butchered up bootstraps wasn't built for you, but they built your whole empire and they coming for what's due. Y'all never could have imagined that he'd still be here too. See, you thought all this torment would lead him to his tomb. Beat him down mentally, choke his voice and his masculinity. He'll fall in line soon, and if we can cut the head, we can kill the family too. But he will forever be that black man that you hate to see, surviving in this crooked country, consumed by the chains of this chattel democracy, black soldiers fighting wars to protect this insanity, only to come home to be treated dishonorably. The savagery that lies at the belly of y'all hatred for us is mind-boggling, but always want to be down culturally while backhandedly choking us as your commodity. And when it matters, you refuse to take a knee graciously. Y'all don't even think our lives are worth a damn Twitter hashtag. But we supposed to respect and praise that broken-ass flag. See, population growth got y'all so nervous that you're willing to do anything to off us, and I'd call it sad, but feels a little more like karma. Or maybe George, Sandra, and Brianna coming back to haunt you. So I'm gonna go against the grain a little bit, and most of the time when I perform, I tell people I'm not a love poet, because I'm not. But I do have a few love poems. So this is one. See, this book is a little bit complicated because some of them I can't see all the way. All right.
So it's not as organized.
It's organized, but as I said, it's a work in progress. This clip gets in the way a little bit. Okay. All right. So this one, it's under the love category, but I don't know if we call it love. This is called Don't Get Burnt, Partner. In theory, I feel I fear you because my mind thinks you could be my kryptonite. Yet my heart is resigning that you could actually be a little more like hematite, the healing rock that centers me gently, but I tread lightly with you, knowing that my actions could break you in two. There's an anger that settles so deep, fueling a pipeline that's always on ready, nowhere close to steady. And I'm afraid if you're too close, well, I'm an Aries, so you're gonna get burned, and nothing has me thinking you can't handle the embers. In fact, you might be the only one who has the skill set to control the flame. My wildest dream masquerading my greatest fear, because see, I don't want to be the cause of a black man's pain. Now I know I wear that shit in vain, still trying to recover from past ties, and brother, I'm tired. Feel like a broken record. You can start the song over, but it's always going to get stuck on that same beat. Please understand. Black women have been carrying the PTSD of our men for so long that it's hard for us to not want y'all to reciprocate the safe space we've harbored for you. After a long journey of fighting vultures for putting their feet on your neck, y'all come to find rest and be comforted by our breasts when you dock here. But where can our hearts maroon? Magical black mermaids glistening the ethereal platitudes of your wildest dreams. I don't want to be a myth anymore. But you remind me that I can simply be me. Lit a fire that was almost diminished just from verse. My papa always told me your words have the power of life and death, so I watch what I say. Things are too easy with you. You have sway you don't see, and the king in you enlightens the queen in me, yet there's so much that neither of us fully see. Our traumas ride in ebbs and flows from our tongues, conversation flooded with lack and loss of love, lingering from rungs of spent efforts and endless dissertations left incomplete on the typewriter. The ride is still empty because nothing can properly define the pain. My heart is so eager to fill those voids with the love that is overflowing in my soul, and it's drowning me from the inside because it's stuck with nowhere to go. Fighting in Stockholm against the imposters of my heart, it's sin drum against common sense. And I tried to forgive them because they don't know no better. They became warriors the day he broke my heart. Beguiling and tart, they've become a part of my life that refuses to live anymore, scorned by the manipulations of hope. Yet you have made them smile. Decades of staunch face slowly melting away. The soft demure is a facade enlisted as a survival mechanism. Vulnerability is attractive if you allow it, but I'm scared if I open the hatch, you'll siphon everything from the tank. So I tread lightly with you, knowing that my actions could break your ass in two. There's an anger that has settled so deep, fueling a pipeline that's always on ready, nowhere close to steady. And I'm afraid if you're too close, nigga, I'm an Aries. So your ass is gonna get burnt. And nothing has me thinking that you can't handle the embers. Shit. In fact, you might be the only one who has the skill set to control the flame. My wildest dream masquerading my greatest fucking fear. Because, see, I don't want to be the cause of a Black man's pain.
All right. Let's hear it for POETYSS. Let's hear it. Okay, so we need to unpack some of this. We need to unpack some of this. So, the first one, the first piece, what inspired that?
I wrote that during like the height of the Black Lives Matter movement. And it was just watching person after person, body after body, and then just seeing how a certain part of the population decided that we were the enemy, and that we, like, they just became emboldened about how they felt that we didn't belong here, and that, you know, we had a certain place here and we shouldn't. And it's just enraging. And it's just, you know, you see this whole mission against Black people, but also in particular Black men. And it felt like, you know, if we can take them out. And I mean, that's something that's been historical. We go all the way back to the days of beginning in welfare and having to hide the dad out of the house just so that the mom could get money. You know, we're always trying to find a way to cut the Black man out. So for me, it was just like my way of trying to express my anger, I guess, towards the whole thing. And at the time, it was the height after George and Sandra and Breonna, and it was like, no, maybe some of this that, you know, you're getting upset that your stores are getting burned down and these things are happening, but everything has cause and effect. Mm-hmm. So, that's pretty tracking.
If you, during the time of the movement, you wrote that piece, if you could have done anything at that time to change things, what would you have done?
To change things? That's hard. In the capacity that I'm in, I can't be as vocal as I'd like to be. But I think the only way that I would know how to effectuate change is to be boots on the ground. And that was something that I couldn't do at that time, but that's what I would want to do. And even down to us spreading the word and challenging people's thoughts. Because I think when we do these types of poems, you actually said to me when we were at Miss Seeley's, I wanted to do a poem, and I was like, I'm not doing this poem here. Like, it's too many. I don't want people to feel some kind of way. And you were like, but isn't this who you wrote the poem for? And I was like, oh,
I remember that day.
You're right.
I remember that night. Yes.
And since then, now it's like, no, that is who I wrote it for. And after that, it does open up conversations. So yeah.
It does. The second one, the love poem, that was very nice. You don't want to be part of a black man's pain. What inspired that one? Can we say what inspired that, or do we not want to say what inspired that?
No, we can say what inspired that, because not every, like, you write in first person, but sometimes you kind of try to use your voice to speak for the community.
Yeah.
And in the same way that I tried to give a voice to black men, I tried to give a voice to black women too. That's why in there I put, like, black women, listening to these ethereal platitudes. Like, I don't want to be because we always joke, black magic. It's like, this isn't magic. Like, this takes work. There's nothing, I make it look good, and I say but we make it look good. And I think it's women, period, but particularly, women of color. Like, there's a struggle there, and we always say black girl magic, but sometimes we don't want to be magical. You can always come and it's always, the black women support the community, and we're the foundation, and we do this, but who's the foundation that supports us? If we are the foundation, what's under us? How do we get supported? And, sometimes when the foundation wears out, it falls apart. So, the women have to be sustained in this as well. And a lot of times we do things, and I think now a lot of women pull back because I don't want to hurt anybody else, but I don't want to get hurt either. And you might be cool. No, I'm gonna stay over here in my lane, and where I know everything is safe and okay, because I don't want to get my heart hurt again, and I don't want to hurt anybody else. So I think we get a bad idea that women are out here gold digging and want to be taken care of, and everyone wants a soft life and all of this. There's really good, hardworking women who don't want to be out here hurting men, and there's really good, hardworking men that don't want to be out here hurting women.
Mm-hmm. And it's also like the men who complain about the gold diggers is because you're either messing with people who literally are hoes. I'm just saying that's what they do. So what do you expect? Or you're dealing with, like, a fantasy woman that is coming after your imaginary money, or it's the rare occasion where someone, like, who legitimately has a gold digger who's trying to destroy their lives. But, like, for the most part, it's really, like, a problem of, like, the men are engaging with women, the wrong type of women, instead of the right type of women.
And then that woman becomes a stereotype of all women.
Yeah, exactly. So, and vice versa. It's the same for, all men aren't, shit.
I'm always picking the wrong woman. So that's just what I do. That's mine.
It's your trauma.
It's
your trauma.
I'm done. I'm done. I got no more money to give.
I got nothing but love for you, baby.
I got no more money to give. I am done. I need sugar mama. Okay, so Sammy, let's talk and tell people where you're going to be in the future.
I'm not going to be anywhere. Nowhere. None.
She's going be here next Monday.
She's
though.
gonna be in her skin.
She'll be here next Monday. But other than
In her
that,
skin.
Otherwise, I'm not, maybe I'll pop in at an open mic, but I'm not featuring anywhere. I'm not doing anything. I'm staying at home and taking a nap. And if anyone has a problem with that, I'm sorry, you go do it then.
And she said what she said.
she said what she said.
Period.
It is. I'm gonna be here on Thursday and Saturday night. Check out my podcast.
I'm gonna be here on Thursday too.
You know what? It's silly.
What a coincidence.
I'm gonna be here at the Lair Gallery. Now we are at the Lair Gallery, 916 White Horse Pike in Oakland, New Jersey. As you see, there's nice pictures and everything behind us. There's pictures all around the place. This is a nice little venue
Really
space.
nice.
Please come out to the Lair Gallery, check us out. And we do the open mic here the first and third Thursdays of the month. So this Thursday I'm going to be here. Next Thursday I'm going to be at Miss Silly's Blues because the Thursdays I'm not here. I'm at Miss Silly's Blues. And on the fifth Thursdays, I'm asleep.
Sleep.
Rest.
So also, what did we do?
Keep.
Okay.
Oh.
So on Saturday night, I'm going to be on a podcast with my sister Kathy Can Explains Pop Culture. Next Monday we'll be here, and Sammy will tell us who our guest is next Monday. I don't know, but
our guest next Monday is Divine Styles from The Insight.
okay.
Yes.
See, there you go. Okay, so let's ask you an off the wall question.
Uh-oh.
And this has something to do with what you were saying earlier. We were talking about history. You have a time machine. I don't know whether it's a hot tub, a DeLorean,
Oh, a DeLorean.
or
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but you have a time machine. You can only go 3 different places in history. Where are you going?
Ooh, gosh. Okay. I'm going to the I Have a Dream speech.
Okay.
I'm going to be there. I don't know the exact time because I feel like I was a kid and I didn't do enough research, but I would want to go to a significant point in time to hear Nelson Mandela speak in South Africa.
Okay. Nice.
And this is how far can this time machine go?
Anywhere in time. Anywhere in time.
Listen,
Anywhere in time.
I'm going. I want to go back to Jerusalem. I want to go meet Jesus. I'm gonna go walk around and go see Jesus. Like I want to be in the time when Jesus was
If you're
walking
listening
around.
out there, let us know where 3 places in time you would want to go. Sammy, what about you?
I would want to go to South Korea during the which kingdom is it? It's the Korean king who taught who changed the language so that was phonetic, so it was more easily accessible instead of the Chinese symbols, and it allowed poor people to be able to become educated. So that was like a good time in Korea. It was like, when Japan didn't colonize us yet, you know what I mean? There were wars and stuff, but I don't feel like it was too bad. And then I would want to go to, so I took a DNA test and it said that I'm Korean, Japanese, Italian, and Irish, but there was also a very small percentage that was from the Caucasus. And I looked up that area. It's like Armenia, that kind of area. So I would like to learn about that because I actually had no idea I was Armenian. And but my name is Armenian. And also recently there's been a genocide in Armenia going on right now. So it's just interesting that I found all this out now that I'm from the Caucasus. That's at 1% of my blood. You know what I mean? And then the last place, I think it would either be Ireland or Italy, like Sicily. When, but I'm not sure what period of time I would want it to be. I feel like I would want to do Roman culture time because when I was in school, that's like mainly what I learned about. So I'd just be interested to like be there. But I was also thinking about you saying like being there with Jesus, and I was like, oh, that's a good one too. Maybe I want to switch to that. So yeah, those are my 3 or 4.
And my first stop would be, and I would stay for a while, a couple of years. I would go back to the Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah.
And hang out with those cats.
That is a good one.
And then,
that's number 4.
And then I would come up a little bit to the 50s and 60s because I'm debating on whether I want to be able to see like the jazz greats play live. Like what I wanted to see, like, you know.
That would be really cool.
But I have never
Jazz
been
clubs
to
back in the day.
Woodstock when Jimi Hendrix did. I'm gonna go back there. But then see, I kind of want to be around in 39, 40, where the first Superman and Batman comic books came out, so I can get them.
I like
that. Makes
that.
Sense.
You know, so
grab those limited editions.
Yeah, right. And just come on back.
You know,
I love it. That's smart.
Worth millions.
Yeah, hey, I'll be a millionaire. We wouldn't be sitting here. We'd be in like a big studio.
Kenny used his 3 countries smart. I was just like, oh, I'd like to just experience this culture at this time. Nah, he's like, I'm gonna get rich. I'm gonna get rich.
That Harlem Renaissance one was really good.
Yeah, like to hang out with Langston Hughes and all those kind of cats and everything.
My God.
And just sit there and just like be a part of the Harlem Renaissance. And then at the same time, you would be able to see people like perform like Cab Calloway and Fats Waller and things like that. And, dude.
See, I feel like if I wouldn't want to go to some place that like close to like my life, and also it's like if I idolize you and then I go back in time and I meet you and maybe you suck. Like,
but you know what? I've you know, I will, you know, the people will remain nameless, but I've had that experience where you're like, oh my gosh, this person is so freaking amazing. I can't wait. And then you meet and you're like,
The Game Queen put a good one up there.
What?
I would like to experience Studio 54. I wouldn't mind doing that either.
I don't know what that is. I'm 32 and I have no connection to Black culture at all.
Studio 54 is not Black culture.
Okay,
No.
it sounds like a music thing. I know nothing about music culture unless you're talking about Beethoven and Mozart. Woosa. What's Studio 50?
I really felt like I felt Kenny's heart stop for like a whole maybe 8 seconds.
No, Studio 54 was a very popular club in the 70s. And all the celebrities went there and all the other people in New York. Studio 54 was like the place to be in the 70s. Like if I was older, I was only a kid though.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wasn't always this old.
Once upon a time.
Once upon a time, yeah. But, you know, Studio 54, all the celebrities went there and hung out and danced. And even the celebrities that weren't old enough to get in there, they were celebrities, so they got in.
Right.
And I think, you know,
it
Drew
was
Barrymore,
that's
what they gave her.
That's what everybody went through.
Yeah, the who's who.
Everybody ran through there.
You walk in there, you find Liza Minnelli, Andy Warhol, Michael Jackson, just jamming. The Village People.
That's cool.
Sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Yeah. I mean, not very good for drug addicts, but
No, not very good at all. No.
It just depends on how you looked at it at the time. It was good for them, but not good for them.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry. The Game Queen says I'd like to go back to when
Hip hop started 50 years ago.
I was there. I was there when hip hop started. I remember the first time I was a kid in the 70s and I heard the hip hop, hip hop, you don't stop. And I'm like, what the heck is this going on the radio?
Right.
And we got Rappers Delight and all the other stuff. And
Well, because hip hop started because
I was like
it
7 years old.
transitioned from disco music
No.
into hip hop.
No,
Not that it transitioned. I'm sorry, I used the wrong word. But like disco music was the popular music. And
No.
then
Well, hip hop started really. What happened was Kool Herc was a DJ. He was the guy that started hip hop, and they would have basement parties in clubs and stuff, and they would play old R&B tracks.
Mhm.
And what he did was he would mix the old R&B tracks in a certain type of way that because a lot of hip hop is old R&B.
Yeah.
So it wasn't disco at all. It was just old R&B tracks that were like James Brown tracks and Kool and the Gang tracks that they would mix together in a certain type of way. And that's
Yeah,
how
but-
hip-hop started. Then guys would rap over it.
Right. But what I'm trying to say is that disco was the popular music at the time.
Yeah, disco
Yeah.
was popular,
And then
hip hop was
hip-
something else.
Right. And then but it that's when disco like died and then hip hop became popular.
Well,
if I-
not that smooth of a transition.
Well, yeah, no, it's never gonna be that
Um,
smooth.
It disco died and pop and rock became popular.
Mm.
And then MTV started, and then hip hop started to come up a little bit more. In the black community, hip hop was well known,
Yeah.
but it wasn't called hip hop back then. It was called rap. I don't think we got the name hip hop until probably like the
The
90s.
90s, yeah.
Like the 90s, late 80s, we got the hip hop from that.
Mhm.
So you had
Um,
more, it wasn't just like rap music. It was almost like you kind of had that mix with the
Yeah.
R&B and the rap together. So it was
I
like
think one of the
this-
first songs we had the R&B and rap mixed together was singing wise. I believe, and I could be wrong. I believe it was Renee and Angela, "Save Your Love for Number One," with Renee and Angela and
Don't start
Curtis
me
Blow.
lying. I'm not that good with
I am Curtis Blow.
You got
Curtis
this.
Blow, Renee and Angela, "Save Your Love for Number One." I think that was the first song that mixed singing and hip hop together.
Mm.
So, yes, now my brain is totally exhausted. I love that one. All right, so
somebody said, "Would you have hip hop if not for the Last Poets?" Ooh.
no, you would not have hip hop for the Last Poets.
Mm.
The Last
Good
Poets,
one.
yes, and that's my sister Kathy talking. But
Oh, hi, Kathy.
yeah, no, you wouldn't have the Last Poets. You wouldn't have rap without the Last Poets. Is one of the reasons is the Last Poets.
They need
But-
to do like, is there a documentary on them?
But it has to be. I'm pretty sure there is.
I need to look that up.
But in any event, we want to thank POETYSS for coming out tonight.
Yes.
We're
Thank
at our
you.
time. We've talked so much. We're at our time now. We want to thank POETYSS for coming out tonight. Thank you very much. Please catch her Friday night. Well, first, if you're in the Jersey area, catch her Thursday night here at the Lair Gallery.
Yes.
And then catch her Friday night for the 12th annual Willingboro Open Mic,
Yes.
which is free.
Free.
Free. We can't make it no cheaper than free.
Nope. Just come.
You come on out.
And then catch me on Wednesday on Poppy's Poetry Corner. That's online on Instagram, YouTube as well. And then Saturday I'll be in Patterson. I'm all over, baby. I'm all over.
You're just doing a tour this week.
Right,
You're just
basically.
doing it all.
Listen, this is my tour because November 3rd I'm taking a hiatus.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, sort of kind of a hiatus, but I got to
Sort of.
slow down a little
Yeah.
bit. So
Yeah.
I'm getting it all out now.
All right. Don't forget to follow Words Out Productions on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube. You can also follow Poetry and Paintings New Jersey on Instagram or poetryandpaintings.org. Thank you to the Lair Gallery for hosting us. What else?
So beautiful.
yes, thank you, Liz, in the Lair Gallery. And in the meantime, in 2 times, look, stay cool. God bless your soul and keep living. Peace.
Use your words.
I don't know why I got this thing.
And